Now, top story this hour, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and China's top diplomat Yang Jiechi engaged in an intense discussion on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Talks between the two superpowers were held in Rome, where Sullivan raised concern over China's support for Russia. The officials met a day after reports of Russia asking China for military and economic assistance. The meeting took place as Washington told allies in NATO that China had signaled its willingness to provide military and economic aid to Russia to support its war. In a 7-hour meeting with the Chinese diplomat, U.S. National Security Advisor raised concerns about China's alignment with Russia. Washington has warned of the isolation and penalties that Beijing will face if it helps Moscow in its invasion of Ukraine. A U.S. official has described the meeting as intense, reflecting the gravity of the moment. The exchanges led to no specific outcomes, however.
If China were to decide to be an economic provider or to take additional steps there to Russia, they only make up 15% or 15 to 20% of the world's economy. The G7 countries make up more than 50%. So there are a range of tools at our disposal in coordination with our European partners, should we need to use them.
Moscow and Beijing have come closer in what Washington sees as an increasingly hostile alliance of the authoritarian nuclear powers. The United States has sought to emphasize in the recent weeks that siding with Russia could carry consequences. It could impact trade flows, development of new technologies, and expose China to secondary sanctions. Chinese companies defying U.S. restrictions on exports to Russia may be cut off from American equipment and software. Washington hopes Beijing can use its influence on Putin. While Beijing does not back Western sanctions, the White House is pressuring the economic giant to refrain from rescuing Russia from the potential default or sending weaponry.
We are watching very closely the extent to which the PRC, or any other country for that matter, provides any form of support, whether that's material support, whether that's economic support, whether that's financial support, to Russia. Any such support from anywhere in the world would be of great concern to us.
Beijing has refused to directly address these reports, instead accusing Washington of maliciously spreading disinformation over China's role in the Ukraine war. Remember, China has refused to call Moscow's actions an invasion. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.